Today we're going to go through the Scale tool, the Shear tool, and the Reshape tool. The Scale tool does exactly what it sounds like. It scales your art in a couple of different ways. So for this demonstration, I'm going to give a radius to our corners. So I've got my square selected. I'm going to type in A, and it's going to allow me to pull in for the corners. If you double click the Scale tool, we get the options for uniform, non-uniform, scale corners, scale strokes and effects, transform objects, and transform patterns, and also preview. And you can copy, cancel, or OK. So let's just deselect preview, and let's say we change this to 150. You'll see it's not going to show you what that's going to look like. But if we hit preview, then it's going to show you. So scale corners is something where if you have set a specific radius that you want to use, you can change the size of your object and not have it change the size of the corner. But if you do want to change that, you want to make sure that that is selected. Scale strokes and effects, so that's going to be the stroke around our shape here. You can see if I select that, that's going to get slightly thicker. Transform objects and transform patterns. The object is the square and the pattern is the fill. So if I deselect that, it's going to transform only the pattern. Now, since I've deselected transform objects, if I deselect transform patterns, it's just going to toggle between these two. So you'll see now the object is 150%, but the pattern is the same size. So if I check it, then you'll see that it scales all of it. This is perfect if you have a pattern that you're wanting to keep a specific size while you're needing to adjust the size and look of objects. You can also use the Scale tool without double clicking. If you select the Scale tool and you've got your object selected, it's going to go right in the middle. And then if you just click and drag, you'll see it's going to change it according to the settings. So just real quick, double clicking here, we have transform object and transform pattern selected. So everything that we do here, it's going to use those parameters. Another thing you can do is you can click and drag holding Option, and that's going to allow you to duplicate your pattern. Just change the color of that and send it to back. You can see that it gave us a new copy of it. We can also click on any other area to scale it from, which is great if you have specific ways that you need to manipulate your objects. So we're scaling it from this point, and I can scale it up and back down. It's not going to affect the radius unless I come in and tell it to scale the corners. We'll drop this back down to 100%. And if I do that again, you'll see the corners will scale along with the rest of the object. All right. The next tool we're going to go over is the Shear tool. Now, if you double click the Shear tool, you see you get a shear angle, which is going to affect it on a horizontal plane, which is what we have selected, or a vertical plane, or an angle, which we determined down here. Now, this also has an effect on the pattern or not. You can have it just change the shape, or you can have it change the pattern as well, or you can have it just change the pattern. You can see we're able to really change the look of that. You can hit copy, which will maintain your original object as well as give you the new version. Or you can say OK. So you can use it by double clicking. You can also use it by just selecting it. If you hold Shift and drag side to side, it's going to only affect it on the horizontal plane. If you hold Shift and run it up and down, it's going to affect it only on the vertical plane. And if you just select and click and drag, then you'll get just freeform manipulation within the parameters of the shear effect. Now, if you hold alternate and you do any of this, you're going to get a copy of it. You can see that here. Let's see. I think I always want it to change the pattern as well. This is great for text if you have a font that does not come in italics. Let's hide that and just type out the word text. go to the shear tool, and you can see we can, just clicking and dragging that, we can get varying amounts of shear on it. Or if you double click it, you can be real specific. 10 to 12 degrees is a great amount for italicized text. If we drag this up, double click that and run it back to regular, and then let's see what that italic font looks like. Italic. So it's, you can see if I drag it over, it's a little bit less than the effect that we gave it. But like I said, if your font does not have an italic version, then that's a great way to accomplish that. All right. The next tool we have to go over in this tool set is the Reshape tool. This is great if you are wanting to quickly put together a mock-up of some kind of form, and you just want to be able to throw it together pretty quick. And let's say your form starts with a square or a rectangle like we have here. So basically how it works is you just select your object with the direct selection tool up here. The shortcut for that is A. And then you can come in and you just click and drag, and you'll see if you hold shift, it's going to hold it constrained to that plane. If you don't hold shift, then you've got room to adjust it wherever you like. Come over here and grab this side. Kind of make it like a zebra rug. Anywhere you click with this tool is going to give you a new point of adjustment, allowing you to tweak your shape even more to get the idea accomplished that you had in mind. Let's see. Pretty cool. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe. Hit that like button for good measure. I hope you have a good week, and we'll see you in the next one.